panel time now, people. Who we got backstage? We got Brandon, we got Saad, we got my brother Judge Mo, we got Nathan, we got Matt. We got listen, big up V. Vita has joined the show as a City fan. We're gonna bring everybody out now to have their say on their teams tonight. Welcome, one and all, a brilliant night of Champions League football. I'm going to start tonight with Nathan. Talk to me, bro. Arsenal 5-1 winners away from home. Give me your thoughts.
Well, it feels like, you know what, man? It feels like we got Arsenal back, you know. It was beautiful to see today, man. It was a follow-up from, you know, the weekend's game. I felt we were fluid. We controlled the game. We saw a lot more, you know, we've been criticised this season for being extremely rigid, extremely defensive. I feel like we're seeing a bit more fluidity, a bit more imagination. We're seeing players interchange. We're seeing Martin Odegaard drift over to the left-hand side at times. Declan Rice move over to the right to provide an underlap. And yeah, it's exciting to see kind of, you know, us kind of. Sorry, yeah, it's exciting for us to kind of see us get our rhythm back, because it's been a horrid watch for the first 2 months. You know, we've been more of a defensive team, and you know, I think we need to talk about Saka again, because I know a lot of people like to put him in conversations with the likes of, you know, Cole Palmer and whatnot, but this kid is performing year in, year out, big games. You know, the you know, what people want to base him on, or the level of what he needs to attain, that world-class state, is forever changing. It's, oh, he needs to do it in a Champions League. He needs to do it for a team that's competing in the league. And, you know, he does it on the international stage. In every moment, he delivers. And for me, again, today, he was man of the match. He was outstanding. He was a threat. He ruined that whole side. He dominated that side. I think Jurrien Timber needs to be spoken about as well, because he's just got that ability to glide past players. He's able to kind of play out the press. He's got a lovely assist. And he looks to be, you know, a really, really top player. And it's interesting times. I mean, even Thomas Partey, I thought Thomas Partey was finished. I saw Thomas Partey at the beginning of the season looking like an uncle who lied, you know, on his age, and everybody was talking about his declining physicality. And all of a sudden, we're seeing, you know, he shut me up. He played a beautiful pass for, I think it was for the Kai Havertz goal where Saka passed it across. And it's just, for me at this moment, it's really exciting to kind of, you know,
Nathan, it feels sorry to interject, but it feels like just you've had the international break, you've got Odegaard back, some of your players had a rest over that period, and it just sort of feels, I mean, you Arsenal fans were asking for it. Like Arteta has said, take the shackles off, and everybody is just playing a bit more open, a bit more freely, and it feels like the Arsenal, which I got a lot of stick for, but it feels like the Arsenal that I watched and went, fucking hell, they look a bit scary. But it just looks like that team again, which was missing for about 6 or 7 weeks.
And I think Mikel deserves criticism for that, because I feel like we tried to do too much when Odegaard was injured. I think that was the biggest issue. We lost a key player, and he went into like galaxy brain and tried to find like other creative solutions, where when there was a simple solution and play players in the right position. You have a like-for-like player in Ethan, you might as well put him in there rather than trying to, you know, put square pegs in round holes. And that's, I think, was the issue for a long time. And then now we've got everybody playing in their best positions. We're seeing a lot more fluidity, and even like squad rotations, we're seeing the likes of Moreno come off the bench, right? Kirill came on today, Trossard came in, got a goal. So he's even adding that to his game, because I think that's something he's been heavily criticised for, and rightfully so. You know, he hasn't really used his squad. He's never lent on his squad, and I think that's an essential part of management, especially when you want to go deep into all competitions. And at the moment, you know, that's what we want as Arsenal fans. We want to push in the league. We want to push in the Champions League, Carabao Cup, and FA Cup, and it's going to take the entire squad. And you can't just rely on the 11 men. I think Saliba today locking up Gyökeres. I mean, I've heard a lot of talk about Gyökeres. I've had certain doubts about him personally, in the sense of I think he's good in transition. I think he's good where there's large spaces, but I'm not sure about how he would do in a team like Arsenal that tend to dominate the ball and sit play against like nastiest low blocks. But you know, they locked him up really well, man. They dealt with him, physicality, they bullied him. I think the only time he got some change is when Kivior came on, and obviously Kivior's not the best physically. But yeah, all in all, it's exciting. It's exciting, and it gives us hope moving forward into, you know, next set of games. You know, we've got a decent run coming along, and if we play like we are playing at the moment, that gives us confidence to know that we're going to be on a serious run come, you know, end of January or come end of the December, shall I say?
Mate, no doubt it's the best way to start at this really long, busy period of games. You put yourself into the top 8, which if you can stay in, which you should from now, when you look at your last 3 games, if you don't make the top 8 from this point, that's a problem. That gives you 2 games off later in the season. And yeah, absolutely top. I know you've got to shoot in a minute. That's why I came to you first, mate, as well.
No worries,
so,
I appreciate it. Yeah.
There is
just
a lot
City,
of...
Can I just say something on City quickly? Yeah.
Yeah, of course,
there was a lot of talk when Saliba got injured about one player doesn't ruin, like, it shouldn't be excused as for why our season collapsed. But the same City fans that were saying that, or the same rival fans that were saying that, are now saying the same thing about Rodri, and that's the irony of it. Because we had Rob Holding come into our squad, and this is where I like to, you know, point out the hypocrisy. Because, you know, let's call a spade a spade. You know, let's look at context. And no one wanted to look at context when City got injured, but now all of a sudden Rodri's out. It's the best player in the year in the world, in the league, the best CDM. We ain't got no physicality, but you know, no one wanted to hear that context when it was Arsenal.
No, bro, that's why.
Wink Hamza.
But the thing is, though, forget Hamza for a minute. With respect to him, this is why when it comes to calling out the mainstream media and the professional pundits, I get so annoyed about it, because I get fans and content creators being tribalistic and saying silly stuff. We're meant to. I have not enjoyed seeing that from so many professional pundits who are meant to be educating football fans properly. And I feel that that's just dissipated. That's just disappeared. You know, it was only Gary Neville only 4 weeks ago said to Arsenal, I don't care about your injuries. You've just got to find a way to win. It's funny how the same media outlets haven't had that energy towards Man City, who are a superior team to Arsenal, superior squad to Arsenal, better manager to Arsenal. I totally agree with that point. And on that, 6 games now without a win, but maybe even worse than losing tonight. You know, you threw away a 3-0 lead to a minnow with 15 minutes to go. City look in real trouble at the moment.
Yeah, they do. They look like there's no turning around, to be honest with you. They look like there's whatever the attempted solutions aren't working out. And to be up 3-0 with, what was it, less than 25 minutes left in the game, or 30 minutes left in the game.
75 minutes.
75, thanks, Mo. So to surrender 3 goals like that, it's